Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Addie. Today we are renovating the outside of our legacy house. We're starting with the garden because that's kind of what catapulted the whole thing, and you're gonna see me struggle for about 3 to 5 minutes before I decide to just redo the whole thing. Um, we're gonna pull it all out now and then we're gonna put it back and then we will pull everything out. So right now we're just pulling everything out. Like I mentioned, we're trying to set up lights. I don't think I get lights in the final version. I think I forgot those, but we're putting the plants down for the first time now. And I one thing that really bothers me, and maybe this is just like a me issue, but I really struggle when things are not like categorized. So like my plants were like the vegetables were split between the fruits um and the herbs, and like that was just really annoying. And then my sim tried to plan a bunch of things, and then they like do that weird glitch where they change, where they move when you try to plant them in a particular spot, like where you want them, and then they move, and that was really frustrating. And then my sim decided to, I don't remember if I did this before or after. I think my sim lit the kitchen on fire after I renovated. So we're not really gonna touch the kitchen. We are gonna like repaint some walls and stuff and get new doors and windows. But for the most part, we are not really gonna change the inside too much. I think the room that changes the most, or rooms, I guess, that change the most are the living room and the primary bedroom. I think the primary bedroom is probably what changes the most, and then the living room, because the living room we just changed some swatches and that's like pretty much it. Um, and whereas the bedroom we like switch out furniture and redecorate a little bit, and so I feel like that changes more. Um, anyway, we are working on like getting rid of all of the landscaping now. Um, and then we're just gonna bulldoze the terrain. So yeah. I get rid of all of the landscaping. We basically do like a fresh slate on the outside. I don't like get rid of the wallpaper or anything on the outside. I do change the stone from the Seasons stone to the Get Together stone. And then I change like the columns and fencing and everything like that. Love Seasons. But I was really feeling in like a get to a growing together kind of mood when I was doing this. So, um, yeah, so that's what we changed it to. I do contemplate changing the outside to like a slightly lighter red, and I end up going against that, and just kind of leaving it how it is, like that deeper red. And then we change out that roof from like a half pitched roof or a half gabled roof to a full, this pointy boy roof. I never remember what this one's called. And now we're changing the fencing. Um, I, I'm gonna be completely honest, I am a little bit tired. This week has been a lot. I just got a new job, and so I'm like training and stuff. And then I'm also in school, so I've been trying to like do this and do work and do homework, and it's been a lot. And then like I want to like have a social life, which I don't have in general, but I've been trying to have a social life. And so it's like, yeah, it's been a lot. So I'm actually recording this at like 7:30 at night, which isn't horrible. Like I know some YouTubers that were working a full-time job and they would record it. They would like edit and then immediately record, and it would be like, significantly later, like midnight or whatever, right? But it's winter and my body does this thing, which is really useful, um, and also really annoying because during the summer, it means I wake up at like 5 a.m. when the sun comes up, and I don't go to bed until like 10, right after the sun sets. But here in the northern hemisphere, in the middle of winter, we especially like the more north you get, and this makes sense, right? Because the poles get like 6 months of sun and 6 months of night. But oh God, my voice did a weird thing there. Um but now I am waking up at like 7, which is the absolute latest I can wake up for work. And then I am wanting to go to bed at like 6. And that's not even the earliest the sun will set. Like the sun sets usually on the winter solstice at about 4. So like that's not ideal when you're trying to work full time and do school full time. And well, I'm actually doing school part time this semester, but full time would be 3 classes, and I'm only taking 2 this semester, but it's fine. It's whatever. And then I get to do this. So I work for 9 hours, and then I come home and I do homework for about an hour, and then I pull up a video, not roll up. I pull up a video that I want to post, and um I edit said video, and that can take anywhere from like an hour to like 2 hours, depending on the video. Um, and then I like do the voiceover, and that takes as long as the video is. And so I'm just like, yeah, I'm essentially working like 12-hour days, and it's a lot. But the reason that I took this job was because there's a potential to work from home, which would be really nice on slow days when I can just like work on homework. Don't tell anyone that. I tell the internet. No, but like, so this is really exciting. Anyway, we are done with the garden now. And I have placed our dead cow plants. So I don't know how many of you notice this, but or know this, but when you can name cow plants now, and when you open up the name, I think it's like most of the time, like maybe 2 out of 3 or 4 out of 5, like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, it will be Little Sim Z, will be the automatic name of the cow plant. And so we have Little Sim Z 1, and then we have Little Sim Z 2, and they both died. Um, I I don't know. I want a cow plant. I really do. But I mean, we already have one way to die on this lot, so maybe that's enough. Maybe one way to die is enough. Um, anyway, comment down below if you think one way to die on your Sim slot is enough. Anyway, we're finally putting in a little bit of landscaping here. And these cow plants are slowly going to be pressed forward in their little cube. Um, and we get this tree. This tree is probably one of my favorite trees because it has little lanterns on it. And it's from movie hangout stuff, I think. Um, but it's just super cute. I love it. Anyway, so we have, oh, and I have the hot springs underneath it because I don't know about you, but I don't really like, I want like a hot tub that's like in the ground. And I didn't really want to go through, because this backyard is not exactly structured in a place where I feel like having a square in-ground hot tub would work. So I ended up going with the hot springs from Snowy Escape. They do occasionally get dirty if I forget that it's like a hot spring and you're supposed to shower beforehand. Um, but for the most part, it's fine. For the most part, it's fine. And then we end up changing out this door because I love this door. I really do. I just wish it was wider. I wish we had like a wide version, this version, and then like a taller version, like a medium height wall version, because that is just like too short to do anything with. And I like working with medium wall height because it, I don't know, it just feels nice. It feels like there's a lot of extra space in the room when there may not be. Um, anyway, so we're redoing this wall in between the living room and the like playroom area. So what I did previously, you probably saw it, was I had a sliding glass door from Eco Lifestyle. Um, and we had some curtains over it. And then now we have a couple of, I was going to say mirrors. They're not mirrors, they're windows. And like an open arch, kind of like a fake archway, like we have from the kitchen to the dining and the dining to the hall. And then we're repainting the walls. This is actually CC. I will link the um creator down below. I don't remember who it's from. I will definitely link it down below though. So if you are interested in downloading it, you can. And then, like I said, we're redoing the walls, and we end up changing the floor as well. But otherwise, that's pretty much all that really changes in like the house. I mean, like, yeah, it does kind of like it feels very similar to how it originally was. And I was kind of going back to like my Sims 4 roots with this. This wallpaper, not wallpaper, this like flooring, that's what it's called. This flooring used to be my favorite flooring, like out of all of the flooring in the whole game. It's actually from, oh gosh, it's from Jungle Adventure, and it's super pretty. Um, and you're gonna notice that I have new curtains in the playroom, and I kind of like them. They're from Growing Together, and they're really cute. But because I have like a tent, which I actually sized down one, and it still functions if you size it down, but um I had it sized down one, so the shadow doesn't like size down when you size the tent down. So it's from Dream Home Decorator. The tent's from Dream Home Decorator. But when you like size it down, the shadow doesn't size down. So it's like glaringly obvious that there's a shadow on one of the curtains. And then in addition to that, I have a dollhouse, and if any of you are familiar with the dollhouses in The Sims 4, they are massive. They are the same size as a bed. And I'm not talking like a crib. I'm talking like a double size, like queen kind of style bed. And that's a little too big. Lucky for us, they don't actually play in the dollhouse, but so you can size it down and it still works, and there's no like visual glitches or anything like that. But it's just annoying because then you get these like really big, obvious shadows on things that you don't necessarily want big, ugly shadows on. So we so yeah. Anyway, we put some trees down now, and I'm just going into debug. I do not have Tool. I have wanted to download Tool, but I just haven't. I don't know. It scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And then so we're just getting these cute purple hydrangeas. The theme for the landscaping is purple. So we've got some wisteria on the front porch. We've got purple hydrangeas. We're gonna have lavender. We're gonna have some cute little flowers from Cottage Living that are also purple. So we're just gonna have a lot of purple going on around here, but I kind of like it. Purple is my favorite color, so it kind of has like, and this is a little bit of like color theory, I guess, but it tends to be associated with like wealth and royalty and stuff, and so I don't know. I kind of like it. Especially like a deeper purple, that's like my favorite. Um, but anyway, so we're getting the lavender now. And actually I found most expansion packs have this exact same like lavender bush. Um, but it looks the same as the base game one. So we have this one, and it's from base game. So if you download this, you might not have a lot, but you'll at least have the wisteria, or not you'll have the wisteria too, but you'll at least have the lavender and like most of the landscaping and the fence. You'll have the fence, not the gate, but the fence. And so we're doing that, and then yeah. So we're just going through doing all the landscaping. I did end up getting a couple of bees. Well, not a couple of bees. We got bees and then we got bugs too, but I don't actually end up using that. Um, which is probably a waste of money at that point, but I always do horrible um and never keep them alive. So, and if I couldn't keep a cow plant alive, I highly doubt I'm gonna keep bugs alive. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense, but anyway, so we're putting hydrangeas around the place, and honestly, I forget these hydrangeas in debug exist a lot of the time. But we're moving up the cow plants again. Well, let me know if we should get another cow plant. I'm kind of on the fence. And then we're gonna be jumping into the cottage living debug here in a minute. Just because cottage living honestly has some of the best debug landscaping. I wish it was in the normal catalog and not just like hidden behind like all of the cheats, you know? But you can see that lavender right next to this bush that I have there. It's right next to this bush. And we end up getting rid of these little fern buddies. Um, at least I think we do. Maybe not. I don't know. Um, and here are those little bushes or little flowers from Cottage Living. They are so cute and so pretty. Um, and I actually love them. I think they're probably some of my favorite landscaping, like in the entire game. And I know that sounds a little dramatic, but I think it's true. And then, let's see, what else? Oh, and then I did get a swing set and like some monkey bars because we have a toddler, but he's going to be growing up soon. So, I kind of got some toys for him for when he's a child. And then when I'm recording this, we still have well, when I was recording the actual renovation, we still had an infant, so I didn't update the rooms any. But then, like in the same episode, our infant grew up, so I had to like go and like edit her room, and like I edited everybody's room. And then like we also had a baby. I don't know if it was this episode or the next episode. I don't know. I get them all blurred together. But we do end up having a baby. A little bit of spoilers here, but we have a baby boy. And my game has been experiencing this bug where like babies are bugged, like the newborns. So like I was watching I saw that Lil Simsy had a glitch where her Sims like wouldn't try for a baby like at all. But then she went and had a science baby and it was fine. And I had the reverse glitch, although my Sims that I wanted to get pregnant couldn't get pregnant together. Because one of them is asexual and one of them, and so that asexual Sim does not want to like woohoo with their partner. So it was only adoption or a science baby for our options. And when the science baby didn't work, I was like, okay. And I tried. I literally tried so many times. I recorded that video twice because I realized it wasn't recording my screen once I finished. But the first time, I literally tried everything. My Sims divorced. They got back together. They they broke up. They got like yeah, like it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And it got to I was like maybe I cheated the weather with MC Command Center because I was like maybe they're running inside before they bring the baby home. And it was just like a whole thing. It was like a whole production. Which you guys will never see, thank God. That would be so frustrating. But anyway, so we ended up adopting because I was not going to change my Sims preferences just because of a game glitch. Um but like in like most gameplay scenarios, like if in a normal like in Lil Simsy's case, it was okay for her to just like pop into Cass and change the Sims like preferences and settings and things and have a baby, you know? Um, but I didn't want to do that because I felt like my Sim being asexual was like a big part of them. And so I didn't want to like take that away by them making their partner pregnant. And also like that's not how I imagined their baby coming into the world. Like I imagined their baby coming into the world as a science baby. Um, or as adoption. And so I was like, okay, well, science baby's not working, so I guess we'll try adoption. And it worked. So, we now have a little baby. And honestly, not vibing, well, I can't say I'm not vibing, but I think I would have preferred if I named the kid Angel instead of Angel Keith, but um I have been a little obsessed with the name Keith. So maybe that's okay. Maybe it's fine. Um, anyway, we're done with the landscaping now. And now we're moving inside and we're going to be changing the doors and windows. We're going to fiddle with the colors for a minute, but it's end up the interior doors are going to end up being white, and I wished that there was like a dark purple. But these are all like pastel colors, so they're all white. Which is fine. I think it looks nice. It goes with the windows. And then we're going to be moving on to the primary bedroom, I had a moment. It's too late. I shouldn't be recording this at 7:30, but I want to get it up on Thursday. Anyway, so we're going through and we're gonna be changing all the doors, and then we will be changing all of the windows. So here we go with that. And these are all CC. Again, they will be linked. They're part of the same set as the wallpaper. I hope you don't hear that siren going off in the background. If you do, I apologize. And I really love these windows. These windows, I loved that they were all white. And I know that sounds kind of plain, but I don't know. I just really liked the cleanliness of the white, of like the whole thing being white. Because don't get me wrong, the Seasons windows are beautiful with like the interior black frame. It's very like neat and sophisticated, but I don't know. I felt like we needed a change, and this was a good change. So, yeah. So we have that, and then oh gosh. And then I do have a window in the bathroom. It just sort of fit that way. And I wasn't exactly trying to change the layout of the house, right? Like this is the first generation. Well, actually, this is the second generation. Um, but I don't know. It's just like we're not gonna like bulldoze the house just yet. Although because I'm playing on long lifespan, although I'm not like I'm like aging people up before they age up, but we are playing on long lifespan because I don't know. I like taking my time with things. Some people like high chaos. I am not one of those people. I avoid going to the grocery store because it stresses me out. Um, the amount of children screaming in the grocery store is way too many. Even if it's just like one, that's too many. So I avoid going to the grocery store. I order my groceries online, pick them up. So I am not a high chaos kind of person. It stresses me out. So this is sort of like my retreat. This is like a nice, calm thing that I like doing. And then building is also something that I really, really enjoy in The Sims. And I did contemplate doing a nursery, but at this point, my Sims mom was still here. She actually, the same episode that I recorded this, she started flirting with both my Sim spouses. So my Sim is in a polyamorous relationship. And so my Sim's mom, she started flirting with my husband initially, and she asked him out on a date in front of my Sim. And then she proceeded to flirt with my spouse, different person. So you have the wife, the husband, the spouse. The spouse is non-binary. They are the asexual non-binary queen. We love them. They are probably my favorite. Anyway, so then she started flirting with my spouse and asked them on a date. And of course I said no, because like that's your son-in-law and your child-in-law. Like why would you ask your child-in-law and your son-in-law to go on a date? Like that's so weird. Anyway, so and then she kept doing it. She kept calling and she kept asking them on a date. I was like, no, you're gonna leave. And then she kept calling my Sims. Like she would call me and be like, "Hey, can I come over?" And I would say no. I would respond with no, and then she would call like my husband, my Sim's husband, and be like, "Hey, do you want to come over to my house?" And I would be like, "No, of course not. Like that's like you just asked me on a date when I am married to your daughter. Like that's so weird." So we end up kicking her out this same episode. That I recorded this renovation. So that was fun. And then we had a child. We renovated the room and we had a child. And the child took over the spare bedroom. So that was good. That was fun. Um, so we had the whole mom flirting with your husband fiasco, and the whole like science babies were glitched in my game thing. So by the time that I was done recording this entire episode, I was recording for 3 hours. And that was the second time that I recorded this episode. So, um, yeah, yeah. This was a week. I had a whole time with this week's episodes. And anyway, we are coming to the end of the episode now. So, if you like this, if you could like and subscribe and comment down below, that would really help me out. And you can hit notifications if you want to see more like this. And I will see all of you in the next episode. Bye.